What's up, guys? It's Alec Torelli. Welcome back to an episode of Ask Alec, where I take your questions here and answer them in short videos. This question comes from my reader, Vittorio, who says, "Hey, Alec, I'm a big Italian fan of yours with a big will. I want to travel the world and start playing poker professionally. Poker is my passion since I was 15, and it's the only thing I want to do right now that I'm 24. I have the skills and the game to prove it, but I live in Italy, and playing here online doesn't permit me to build a decent bankroll and start traveling. I just want to work hard and follow my dream, but I don't know how to do it." He quotes a quote I put out on Twitter and says, "I understand that everything takes longer than you think," which is something I put out on Twitter. But he says, "How do I start? I really need counsel, and you are a model for me. Thank you so much, Vittorio." Great question, Vittorio. And I have a lot of people that are in this spot. I know a lot of you guys watching are aspiring to either play poker full-time or make poker a bigger part of your life, but at the same time you're stuck in the realms of practicality where you don't live near a casino, or you can't play online because of jurisdiction and you have to drive 2 hours to play poker, or you have to travel like Vittorio, like literally out of the country to actually make a go at it. So I'm going to mainly cater my answer to this question for people that are in Vittorio's spot that really want to play full-time and make poker their thing. They want to make it their lifestyle, and that requires a different level of commitment and sacrifice than it would if you just wanted to play more poker. But I hope that you could gain something from this video regardless of where you are in your poker journey. So Vittorio, look, man, I'm going to level with you. Like, you want to play poker full time. You want this to be your number one thing. One perspective that really helped me reach that next level in poker was begin to treat myself like the professional that I wanted to become. So before I was a professional poker player, I had to take that leap. But what's the difference between an amateur and a professional? I mean, the real difference is how you treat yourself, right? It's you labeling yourself as a professional. That's step number one. In other words, you don't become a professional poker player because you win a big tournament or because you make $100,000 or for any other reason than you simply decide that poker is going to be the number one priority in your life. I mean, outside of family and relationships, but like the number one activity, passion, or purpose that you are pursuing is poker. It means it's your number one source of income. And so that means that you have to take that step first and foremost, man. And no one's gonna do that for you. And so if you want poker to be what you're pursuing, you've been at this for 9 years. If you want poker to be what it is you're going to pursue full time, it means that other things are going to have to be put on the back burner, and it means you're going to have to make a big lifestyle change in order to make poker work. I remember for me personally, I was in college at SMU. I was 18 years old, and I had a lot of success in poker relative to my age, and for the last couple of years, 2 years that I've been playing, not a lot of success, but a lot for me at that time. And I realized that I was at this turning point where I could only get to a certain level in poker if I wanted to continue in university. And I knew that I was eventually going to have to choose, just like an athlete, right? Like, I'm either going to have to be all in on poker, or poker is going to be the secondary thing in my life, and I'm going to be all in on university, right? It's pretty binary. You don't really get to excel at multiple things. You're not going to be working 40 hours a week in a job and reach your dreams of traveling the world and playing poker full time. Like, you're just not going to be able to have both in your life. There's not enough room. And so I knew for me that I had to choose. And I went all in on poker, and that's really what made the difference for me. That set me up on the trajectory that I knew I had a chance to even make this work. Now, that doesn't mean there wasn't risk. Doesn't mean that I could have failed and lost all my money. Like, all those things were possible, but I was never going to reach the level that I got to, reaching, succeeding in the poker industry, unless I took that first leap of faith. And so for you, man, I feel like your path is cut out for you. You really are going to have to say, okay, work backwards and reverse engineer. Like, start with, and maybe you want to write this down, start with how much money you need to live your ideal lifestyle. What does success mean in poker for you? Like, does it mean living in Las Vegas and playing a lot of tournaments? Does it mean traveling the world because travel is your first priority? Like, that was it for me. Like, traveling the world was what I wanted to do, and poker was the vehicle, the engine that allowed me to do that. So I didn't really care about the money. I just cared about the lifestyle. Is it you want to win a bracelet? Is it that you just want to support your family? What is it for you that is success? What does success mean to you, and exactly how much does that cost? How much does it cost in terms of time, and how much does it cost in terms of money? There's a great free resource I put together at alectorelli.com that walks you through this entire process. I've used this exercise countless times over the past decade to help me achieve my life goals and really figure out what my ideal lifestyle costs, and then how to save to make that dream a reality. You can download it for free. Click the link below. Totally free resource to help you guys, or Vittorio, someone like you, on your journey. So that could be a great starting place. Once you realize how much, once you're aware of how much your ideal lifestyle costs, then you have a specific goal that you're trying to attain. Okay, I need $15,000 in order to drop out of school or quit my job and give poker a shot. The next thing I'd want to say, one caveat, is you want to have a specific amount of money that you're going to allocate towards poker, and you want that money to be separate than your personal life. So you want to have, living expenses set ideally for 6 months, and again, the worksheets kind of help you with this. And then you want to be able to play poker on the side so that you're not dipping into your living expenses. That's a great place to be, and it's a fiscally responsible way to take a shot at something risky like poker. Then you want to give poker an allocated amount of time that you're going to dedicate to the game. So for example, I'm going to take $15,000. I have my living expenses set aside, and I'm going to give pro poker a shot for a 6-month or 1-year trial period. At the end of that 1 year, this is my backup plan. This is what I'm going to do if it doesn't work out, or if I lose all my money, or etc. That's the place I'd like to see someone that's wanting to take this leap of faith like you be when you're first starting out. I remember for me, I was at university, and I knew that my worst case scenario was I lost all the money I saved, which I forgot how much it was at the time, 30,000, and I would be back at SMU a year later if I failed at poker. So I knew my worst case scenario was that I would be 1 year older than everybody else, and I'd be right back in the same place. So I really didn't have that much to lose. Of course, I could have lost the money, but nobody else around me had any money anyway. I felt like the money I had was a free roll. I was young and I had money that I won from poker, so to risk it all playing poker didn't seem that irresponsible to me in the scope of reaching my dreams of traveling the world and playing poker on a professional level. So that was my backup plan. It was being right back where I started. And I think that gave me the courage to take that leap of faith, knowing that my worst case scenario wasn't that bad. So that's what I'd like to see you kind of reverse engineer to go through these steps to be at that point where you're saying to yourself, okay, this is how much money I need. This is what I'm going to do. This is my plan. Then I would literally write out what your life is going to look like. What's your plan going to look like? Are you going to travel to play tournaments and hustle to make money in cash games to pay for your buy-ins on the side to make money for your trip? How much is each trip you're going to cost? Maybe you have to move to a different place. You said you can't play poker in Italy. Let's be honest, if you can't do your job in the place you are for whatever reason, whether it's poker or otherwise, then you might have to move. And are you willing to do that? Are you willing to leave your family and friends and life behind to pursue this dream? And if you are, great. Where are you going to live? What is your life going to look like? Are you going to play online? Are you going to play live? Are you going to live near a casino ideally? How much is that going to cost? I would figure all this stuff out, really get this down on paper, and then put this business plan in place to get you going. And that would be the first steps I would take. And having a specific amount of time and money you're allocating towards poker is really going to make this plan a lot more serious, a lot more realistic, and a lot more comfortable for you to take that leap of faith. Then I would say you need to make that money. You need to save that money. How long is that going to take? I don't know. You're working a job. You're making money on the side. You have a side hustle. You're buying and selling stuff on eBay and reselling it. I don't know what your side hustle or your job is going to be to save that kind of money. Maybe you sell your car and relocate. I really don't know what it's going to be, but that money needs to come from somewhere. And so I would encourage you to save absolutely as much money as possible, because every dollar saved is a dollar you don't have to earn, and that's just going to help you get closer to your dreams. So I would, in these exercises that I mentioned on alectorelli.com, also help you with this. It's really helping you eliminate all the unnecessary excess in your life. You probably have subscriptions to websites you never use, or apps or services or products. There's so many things you can cut out and be more fiscally responsible by helping you save money in the process. So I would encourage you to find the most efficient way to make the money, to put it aside to help you with your dreams, to achieve your goals in poker. And that may come from poker, but for you, Vittorio, it sounds like it won't, because you don't have the opportunity to play poker as often as you'd like. So you might have to save money from a side hustle or a business or a job to fuel your poker bankroll to get you that first step you need to take action on your dreams. I hope you guys enjoyed this stuff. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. That lets me know that this content is good and that I'm producing content that you guys like. Also leave a comment and let me know what your favorite part of this video was. If you have questions about this, leave a comment as well. I do read all my comments. I try to respond to all of them, and I will be able to help make future videos like this for you guys in the future. Please like this video. That lets me know I'm producing awesome content for you guys. I really appreciate your time. If you have questions, you can send them to me at alectorelli.com/askalec, and I'll pick the best ones and feature them here in future videos for you guys. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it, and good luck to you. Best of luck, Victorio. Cheers.